All right. All right, guys. Pardon that. What is going on tonight? Cities and suburbs coming to you. Broadcasting live from Charlton, Massachusetts. Bumper music from a good friend of mine, Mr. Paul K. Thank you, Paul, for that. Reggae blues. Love it. Love it. Love it. Wednesday, flip back, June 12th, getting ahead of myself. And just coming to you really quick before Black and Gold, if you haven't, well, you probably have noticed because, man, Boston is just, we are up for it tonight now. It's the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup against the St. Louis Blues, and really dynamic history there going on. You guys should really check out the expansion from 6 teams to 12 teams in hockey. It doesn't matter whether you like hockey or not. It's history. It's in America. Anyway, so beautiful day today. Tomorrow, not so beautiful. Around 60-ish, 70-ish in the Worcester area, along Sleeveville. Yeah, another good washing for your car. But I think what I'm hearing is that we kind of need it, you know. Saw someone mowing their lawn the other day, and it just all the dust was flying around their front yard. So anyway, you go figure, right? Just wanted to say tonight's caption was the Derailments, and that's not a country band. I mean, there's a band called the Derailers, but the Derailments on the MBTA, okay? The Metro Boston Transportation Authority. It's so great, you know? There's already been 4 derailments this year, okay? And has had 68 derailments in the last decade, okay? 2 in June, on the 8th and the 11th. 11 peeps, injured, hurt, okay? Now, the MBTA has 1.18 million riders every day. That's incredible, okay? New York City estimates 5.5 million riders a day. So it's half the population of New York City proper, I guess. But okay, so where are we going here? 17 derailments in New York City subways, trains, and such. 17 derailments since 2009. 17. None of it's good. None of it's good. But so if you go back up to the MBTA, 68 derailments in a decade. 68. We see it up here all the time. And I look at it and I say, these cars that the MBTA has, first of all, they're ugly, they're out of date, the tracks are old. There's an increase in ridership. People depend on the MBTA, the trains and things like that. And as I said the other night, there's only so many excuses you can give to your bosses why you're late for work. Weren't you watching the news? That was me eating my lunch at 9:20 while I was waiting for the next, bus to come pick me up. The red line really took it on the chin today. So again, it goes back to your regional transit authorities. Worcester, Boston. Um, are you going to encourage ridership? You have to make it affordable and safe, though. I actually, at this point, would pay more for safety with public transportation. Um, but there's nothing that encourages people in this country to stay behind their own wheel if they can. How many people I have known that have gotten a license and said, finally, I'm free of the bus. God, I don't have to sit next to this guy. I don't have to sit next to this person. Bah, bah, bah. The Worcester Municipal Research Bureau did a study, and I talked a couple of weeks ago about it being free and this and that. But then, and there was a demographic that used the bus that pointed to more of a lower income population, if you will. But that's cool, man. They're going to work. Everybody needs to go to work, you know. But I say if you increase the quality of the ride and the dependability of the ride, you'd have, it doesn't matter, you wouldn't have a demographic. You'd just have the people who wake up and go to work every day and use public transportation. Doesn't work that way in this country. So Mass Live did a little segment today on the Boston renters that are moving from, and I heard this on a local radio show, but I went on Mass Live and checked it out. There wasn't too much about it, but it gave me something to think about. 3 sentences. Boston renters that are considering moving from Boston, out of Boston, and all the development that's going on in Worcester. Okay, all the high-rise, nice, 5-star hotels and 5-star residential places to own and rent. And this is from apartmentlist.com that Boston renters are actually looking to Providence, Rhode Island, first. If they're going to move out of Boston, they're looking to Providence. So they maybe have that capital feel. I get it, and Worcester is number 2. So, I mean, it's hard. Worcester has always kind of struggled to kind of gain its independence and its identity, and it's always tripped over itself. And I certainly hope it's not tripping over itself right now. I was reading tonight a few articles that are, another great restaurant opening in the Canal District. But so what? So what? We become the Phantom Gourmet of Central Massachusetts live. So what? What's the sustainability of that are, though, the economy. You just can't have, if we're actually asking people to live here, maybe, I encourage people to live here and work here. So let's develop a core economy. And that means that, tonight it comes right down to local communities too. And, cosmetically and with infrastructure, good school systems. And, I was reading tonight about in West Virginia about, and I'm not picking on West Virginia. It's unfortunate it has like 10 cities and towns that are some of the poorest in the country, the coal and you should go check that out. Check out Welch, West Virginia. But the food programs now, not just in West Virginia, but our schools now are taking the responsibility to feed our children. The school, okay? I mean, when I was a kid, that was like just a place to eat. And I was a kid a long time ago. I get it. It didn't cost a lot of money for food, and the cafeteria food wasn't that good. I don't know if it's better now. But I did have an opportunity to work in a school system almost 20 years ago, which was horrific, and I'm glad I was able to escape my second childhood. Because I wasn't good in the school and I was never a great student. So look at me now. Anyway, but I never back then thought that schools were a place that were almost looking for kids that were 18 years and younger attending the school could actually, in West Virginia, can eat there year round. Certain meals, and it's all the U.S. farmers' food, and they have to do something with their food. But sometimes it's not the greatest food, but it all depends on who prepares it. But I think that's sad when you look at that. Schools have become, disciplinarians, the teachers, the place where, but more sadly, the place where a person, young guy, girl, kids go and have that's their favorite meal of the day because they're going back into what? A jobless family, maybe, not such a good home life in some of these poorer areas. And a lot of them are predominantly white areas in a lot of these, and particularly in West Virginia. So it's not about race or anything. It's just about the local economy that collapsed because states like West Virginia, coal and one-dimensional economies, and you have run and steel and it's like that, and different economies. But so I just look at what Worcester's doing, and I see still people who need a lot of not help, but we need to create an economy that helps everybody. Forget about bringing these corporations home and making America great again. I mean, we're still great, but we have to show it more on a local level. Okay, good school systems, good not just feeding homeless people, but and that's important, obviously. But what's the next rung? What's the next rung? What's the next rung? It seems like sometimes the ladder is like, this is your rung. We're feeding you. No, there's got to be more. I'm an employment guy. Economy is important. There's got to be a job out there for everybody. So anyway, signing off tonight, guys. Thanks for listening. Tune in, Cities and Suburbs, Wednesdays and Sundays. I'll be here with you on Sunday. Happy Father's Day. And let's say, hey, it's the last game of the season for the Blues. It's the last game of the season for the Bruins. It's just the way it is. Someone's walking away. The best team's going to win tonight. So I'm hoping it's looking like the shirt I'm wearing. But anyway, guys, go Boston Bruins. And good luck to both teams. All right. I'm a fair guy. Take care.